calling us on episode 400?
Yes.
That's funny.
We didn't even plan for it.
No, whatever at this point.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in episode 520
Why?
because that's exactly 5 years or 10 years.
Oh, yeah, it is. You're right. 52 weeks. I got it. I can do math. We're good. Yeah, I know. I understand numbers and all that stuff.
You're an accountant. Oof.
Okay. I'm ready when you are.
Okay, let's do this shit. Dude, I'm so stoked you're back. How was New Zealand?
In sorrow, we had to return, but not in despair. Behold, we are not bound forever to the circles of the world, and beyond them is more than memory.
Oh,
Alas, let this be the hour when we cast pods together. Fell bits awake. Let us ride! Forth, Cunnilingus!
dude, who even are you right now?
I am Peterson, son of Peterson. And if by my life or death I can podcast with you, I will. You have my mic.
Okay. You've just logged into the 3-Bit Gamer Show. Welcome to the 3-Bit Gamer Show. I'm JD.
And I am Peterson.
I hope he gets returns from Middle Earth soon. If not, we may just be stuck with Aragorn.
I spent a lot of time in Middle Earth in New Zealand last couple of weeks, and this is not a joke. I literally would catch myself humming because every landscape looks like that music should be playing. It was incredible. It was beautiful. Also, while we were in a cave, I kept humming one of the dwarf songs from The Hobbit, the one they sing in Bilbo Baggins' house.
Some of the songs from the Hobbit movies.
I've seen them all
wild.
multiple times.
That's wild.
Why is that wild, JD?
No one likes the Hobbit movies.
Go to Middle Earth and you'll understand. You've just never been. You know what? You just can't understand because you've never been there.
No. Stupid non-Middle Earth goer.
Live from the 3-Bit Gamer Show. The news.
All right, our news this week is brought to us by the fine folks at Crave Cookies.
Crave!
I need a break from Crave Cookies right now.
You can't have a break. You just started again.
Such a long fucking day.
Crave
Cookies is this awesome cookie shop all over Utah. And there's this one in Draper that's being run by a really good-looking guy. You should come by and buy some cookies there.
Trent's running another store? That's crazy.
Fuck you. Talk about me. Talk about me.
No, I know.
I'm a good-looking guy.
I know.
Go to cravecookies.com. You can see their Cookie of the Week menu, or listen for 5 more seconds, and I'll tell you what's coming up next week. Next Friday, we're going to get a brand new mess of cookies.
I like that.
And here's what they're going to be. Red Velvet Oreo, still the monthly this month. Peppermint Shortbread. Oh.
Wait, hold on. Peppermint Shortbread. Okay, got it.
You can get there.
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate Turtle.
Yeah.
Where are the turtles? Cookies and Cream Drizzle Red. So I guess we're doing cookies and cream, but it's going to be red.
With like red drizzle on it because it'll look like candy caney or something. I don't know.
And then finally, Chocolate Strawberry.
That's the one. That's the one.
People love that shit.
That's the one I want.
So get on down to Crave Cookies, check out that menu, or go to cravecookies.com and check out the menu that is already active and get your cookie on. Hasbro's gamer CEO is going to focus on playing games after they dumped all their film assets. Why did Hasbro even have a film and TV business to the tune of like 9 figures? That's what they sold this for. Why do you have that? You're Hasbro, bitches.
I know. I'm trying to
know
think,
your
like,
place. Like you can sell your movie license for Transformers to Michael Bay, but you don't need to co-produce the film.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, just sell your stuff, right? That's like easy money. Instead, they went the hard route.
Yeah, so they got out. They've gotten out recently. And let's be honest. Like I'm not putting on airs on this podcast.
Yeah,
I'm not
don't
trying to
put on.
impress anyone.
You're gonna start not putting on airs right
This
now.
is a headlining story for us this week because the name of the Hasbro's CEO is Chris Cox.
Yeah, it is. Honestly,
And not with an X.
Nope.
Plural Cox.
So I was reading the story, and I kind of went into the middle and was reading, and it said something like Cox said, and I was like, I gotta go back and like, what?
Cox are always sticking out when I'm reading.
It sounded like you said dicking out. Cocks are always sticking out.
Oh,
Cocks are always sticking out.
yeah.
I don't know. What were we talking about?
We're
I'm
talking
so
about
flustered.
Cox.
I'm
Chris Cox.
Oh yeah, still flustered.
I'm sorry. That's why we're focusing on the story. Anyway, they're putting money into their video game and physical games business. It's taking
They're
away
just-
the
Cox is shoving it right in the video game business.
So Magic trading card game, Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, even Baldur's Gate 3 would qualify in this. There's a video game based on G.I. Joe right now that's in pre-production. However, I don't want us to forget that last year, Wizards of the Coast canceled like 5 video games.
That's true.
This was like during that big like contraction that started last year in the video game industry, that 5 games worth of devs were just like canned by Wizards of the Coast, which is obviously a subsidiary of Hasbro. It would fit perfectly in this. So it's like when they're saying, oh, we're going to focus on this, I don't know what that actually means. They say, this is what Cox said. We have some Cox quotes. We want to reach fans where they want to play, and increasingly that is through digital expressions of their favorite brands. Why can't this guy talk normal? Why can't people talk in plain English? Digital expressions of their favorite brands?
You see, I'm just thinking gross stuff now because you said Cox, and so I'm like,
hey, I knew what I was doing.
Dirty.
Putting this episode or putting this on the show.
You're really setting me up
you.
here.
Yeah, I knew it was going to happen. What makes Magic, this is another Cox quote, what makes Magic so successful is that what will drive Hasbro's future success. It's grounded in play. What the fuck does that mean? It's grounded in play. What the fuck does that mean?
Cox knows what grounded in play means.
I got Cox coming out of my ears.
No, grounded in play. Okay, hold on. So it's about the gameplay? I don't know. Like what?
Magic is literally a fucking game. When you say it's grounded in play, you're like, checkers is grounded in play.
Yeah,
that's the whole fucking idea.
Well, hold on. Maybe he's saying it's not Pokemon because no one plays Pokemon. They just collect the cards. And so maybe he's like, this isn't just a card collecting game. It is grounded in play. I don't know. That's my only take.
It's kind of a shitty story, but hey, we got Cox out of this one.
Yeah, I play with Cox on Magic. Wait.
God damn it.
Dang it.
Video.
Well, hold on. Let me try again. Here we go.
Video game console makers confront performance ceiling. I didn't rewrite these headlines. I don't know what I was doing.
Oh, we're gonna start over again. Get ready.
Yeah, do it one more time. Video game console makers have hit the ceiling of performance, and the consoles aren't going to get any better.
On the spot. I like it.
Wasn't that nice? Basically, this is a report in Bloomberg that was detailing how, and some of you guys probably noticed this, that we're kind of like peaked on video game performance, which used to be the driving cause or the driving reason to get any video game console that came out, was that it was better than the one that came out before it, that it looked better, it could play better games, and it could make games render better. We're at a point where you can't, like, physically, the human eye, until we just, like, I don't know, get implants that improve our seeing till we can see like mantis shrimp. But until then, we've kind of maxed out what TVs and monitors can display.
Yeah,
And
like maybe that's what they're going for. Is they're going to try to sell us the peripheral, or like the visor or something like that.
I don't know if it's
Xbox
not like an
visor.
implant that's like directly into your brain or your optical nerve. I don't know if it'll work.
I don't know either.
Anyway, so what kind of some things that came out of this article discussing that phenomenon. Daniel Ahmad, who is the director of research and insights at Nico Partners. We've probably talked about Nico Partners here before. He was forecasting that PS5 Pro sales will only account for 10% of all PS5 sales by the end of this console's life cycle. At that point, why even bother? Why did they even release this thing? The amount of research and development that went into the PS5 Pro and marketing and everything else, there's no way they're going to make any money back on 10% of all of the life cycle. Like, I don't know. I feel like that was the first time I saw this happen was the PS2 Slim that they came out with, like 5+ years after the PS2. And I knew so many people that already had a PS2 that just bought that. They just went out and bought that.
They just got
so
that
many.
as well.
Yeah, so many people bought that. Now, I'm not saying that accounted for 10% because the PS2 sales are just gargantuan. But I do think it probably accounted for what it was. I just don't think this is worth it because the PS2 Slim was just like, hey, we removed some hardware, improved some specs, and yeah, it's just a little guy. This is like, we wanted this to be an uber beast beaming 16K ray tracing straight into your skull. They another part here was that they said the cost of parts isn't declining as the consoles age, which means that the companies can't turn a profit on hardware. And I think we've known this. I feel like this has been the case for the last couple generations, where both PlayStation and Microsoft's Xbox lose money on every console sold, like straight up. They're always losing money. They're not making money, so they're selling a product that loses them money because they're hoping to bank it on the back end with video game sales. So that's, well, again, something that's very notable is that was this something that like you even realized or even thought about, that the Xbox Series and the PS5 have not dipped in price since they came out?
I haven't thought about that. No.
I hadn't thought about that either. That's something this article pointed out. I was like, well, holy shit. Because in the traditional console life cycle, they're already talking about the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Like at this point in the PS4, we were already asking, like, what's the PS5 going to be like? What's it looking like? We had the PS4 Pro, and the PS4 was like, you could get those for $200 4 or 5 years in. But now we're like, yeah, they're still $400. They have not been reduced at all. And I think it's because they're not making money. And they're like, we can't reduce this. And quite frankly, like, we don't, like, corporations just don't care anymore. They're just going to, I mean, McDonald's charges like $9 for a Big Mac now. They're like, fuck it, you'll pay it.
Like, you'll pay what you pay.
You'll pay what you pay. They're like drug dealers now. Interesting side on the other side, they did mention Nintendo, and that Nintendo threw that graphic performance chasing out the window after the GameCube underperformed so greatly, and they went another direction, obviously, with the Wii, and they found a lot of great success, and the Wii U was kind of a fart. But then look what's happened with the Switch. And so this was a quote that they had in the article from Ko Shioda, which is Nintendo's executive in charge of hardware development. He was speaking to investors last month and said, bigger budgets do not necessarily equate to better ideas. So we hope to continue to focus on a process where teams of hardware and software developers share ideas to create interesting things. I don't know.
I could appreciate that.
Says bigger budgets don't necessarily equate to better ideas. Dude, that is something that Sony and Microsoft absolutely cannot wrap their fucking heads around.
No,
like, we will just throw money at this. This is exactly what I was talking about with the PS4 Pro. We will just throw a ton of money at it, making a super PlayStation 5, and that'll make us rich.
And what's it going to do different? You're like, no, it's going to be just like, yeah, you can like
rich.
You can stream Netflix on it. It'll play video games. Like it'll link right to our store. Like, yeah, it'll be good. Trust me.
Yeah, it'll be
Like,
totally worth
what's the difference?
$700.
Oof. Nope.
And the idea that he said we're trying to build interesting things. When was the last time you heard Phil Spencer or anyone in Sony, everyone at Sony being Hiroki Totoki,
Isn't there one
say,
guy?
yeah, it's just one guy now, say something like they're trying to make something interesting? It's always something, trying to engage players or meet them where they create play. Like they just say all this dumb bullshit, but just coming out and saying we like making interesting things is because that's what people want. That's what you want out of a video game. You want interesting.
That's why
video
all of the indie games are so great because they're doing interesting things, right?
Yeah, and they obviously don't require gigantic game consoles to play because those developers don't have the resources to make games that do that. That's the other thing is that this is like they've made these super consoles. Who are they making them for at this point? Because the most popular game in the world is Fortnite. It runs on a phone. So why are you bothering trying to make these super consoles anymore when you can point to all of the most successful games? World of Warcraft can run on a phone. Like all these big games that have super simple graphics and they don't suck a ton of processing power, and you're building these monster machines. It's like you're just like stuck on a train and you can't stop doing this one fucking thing over and over again. PlayStation 5 and then the PlayStation 6 and then the PlayStation 7. They just are so envious of the iPhone. They're just like, you just put out a new one every year, make $1 million. It's crazy.
Maybe that's what they should start doing. Just they should make a console that you can just slide your phone right into, because an Xbox phone,
Yeah,
slide it right in. So they buy it's a phone, it's a console, it's a handheld, it's a portable. Because honestly, the phones are more expensive than the console.
funny you mentioned that, because Phil Spencer right now on the other side of this article mentions he's pushing the Xboxes everywhere shit
that thing
to get people to play on their fucking phones and their TVs. He wants Phil Spencer's solution to the struggles of Microsoft's Xbox is that we want people playing Xbox on their phones and TVs. Brother, we already did this. It was when you launched the Xbox One at E3 2015 and you rolled it out and you're like, dude, look, this does fucking everything. It's going to be your TV one and everything box. It's going to be your cable box. It's going to be your movie box. It's going to control your Alexa lights. And nobody wanted it. And the Xbox One like fucking tanked versus the PS4. They lost that console generation.
Well, also I think he wants to do what Stadia tried to do. He wants to make it so you don't even need an Xbox now to play Xbox games.
But no one wants to fucking do that, Phil.
And you're just like, Stadia seemed like a good idea, and then it was terrible. And like, how are you going to make it not terrible and interesting? Because honestly, I remember when I first heard the idea for Stadia, I was stoked. I was like, dude, this is going to be sick. This is going to be awesome. This is the new. And then we just saw that flop, and I was like, well, maybe not. And now he's trying to do it again. And I don't know if everyone's like me, but I'm super cool on that idea. And I'm like, I don't know. It's not interesting to me. We tried that. It was failure. No one wanted it. It was terrible. So
compare this Phil Spencer quote to the one I read from the Nintendo exec.
Okay.
He says, if you're going to grow the market, you're going to have to think about more flexible business models, content that's more approachable, more accessible to people, and more devices where games are available. So we're just going to cast the most massive net, and we're just going to sell Xbox to everyone in the world. That's his solution.
So yeah,
that's his plan.
Shotgun approach. They're just like, I don't know. There's like, just spread those BBs out there and hopefully it hits something. That's what he's trying to do. Whereas Nintendo's like, let's do something that gamers want to do.
A fucking video game. Nowhere in there is he like, we're going to make a good video. We're going to make good video games that people want to play. And then they'll come to us wherever those are. No, he's like, we're just going to go spam our shit everywhere.
He's like, you're going to be able to play. I don't know what game. We don't make games anymore, but you're going to be able to play it wherever you want.
We're going to do so many ads. This reminds me, I was in fucking Costco this weekend and I was like, what the hell? Crumble cereal. Kellogg's Crumble cereal. And I checked and I was like, yep, it's like Crumble cookies cereal. And then 2 days later, I don't know which one of you guys sent me this. I see Crumble deodorant. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but like 2 weeks ago, Crumble last week for their whole menu.
Thanksgiving.
Crumble Cookies' whole menu last week, the week of Thanksgiving, was pies.
Not pie cookies.
Pies.
Pies.
Straight up mini pies. Like something you'd see in a grocery bakery.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, like, aren't you guys supposed to be making fucking cookies? Isn't Phil Spencer supposed to be making fucking video games? What is he talking about? What is Crumble doing? What do you guys do when you cast? You're just like, do your fucking job. Do the thing you're supposed to do. Make cookies. Make video games.
This
Cereal,
is the type of stuff that makes
deodorant.
companies go out of business.
This is what they're doing when they're desperate. Yeah. And right before the end. And it looks like really just flailing. Just flailing.
It's like, yeah, again, see what sticks. Let's just throw it all out there, see what sticks. Hopefully something lands. Whew. Yeah, I don't know. Good luck, Xbox.
Blizzard has brought back old Warcraft games to the franchise's 30th anniversary. I don't know why this is on the news. It's great. This is basically a riblet. Why did I move this out of riblets? This is already out now. Maybe because I thought that was interesting.
Riblets. We're in.
No bone. So I guess these are out now. I guess they announced it at the same time they released them, which is Warcraft 1 and 2 remasters, Warcraft 3 Reforged. Remember that shit show they released, I think, last year, and they've been patching desperately ever since. They're doing the Reforged 2.0, so probably like the Reforged we meant to release or wanted to release. And that's out now. They announced them and they were just out. And then at the same time, they pull them off of other stores like Good Old Games. Good Old Games came out and we're like, yeah, we're just going to keep them. We're going to keep them up there and you guys can they can't sell them anymore, obviously, because they're delisting them, but they're going to support them for people that have already bought the game forever. So good for Good Old Games. But yeah, they're just up. They're up now. And I guess they were developed by a team within Blizzard along with external help. And there was a Bloomberg report that the team that they had internally that was remastering these classic games was dismantled after Warcraft 3 Reforged.
After that,
so it's been less than a year or whatever, and this brand new team that they put together has apparently remastered Warcraft 1 and 2 and fixed Warcraft 3. I guess have fun with these. Maybe wait a couple months before you buy these, I guess.
Yeah, honest. This is
seems like a cash grab
type of situation.
Yeah, don't need to get them right now. Just wait a couple months, see what happens.
I don't know which news sound to play. Do you still have one more? You skipped one.
What did I skip?
Sony.
Oh my god, I didn't do that one.
Yeah, hold on. I'll do so. Regular news. Here we go.
Sony is in talks to buy media powerhouse behind Elden Ring. Oh, that I don't know if that's your riblets.
You did.
I just didn't tell you.
Oh, you did it in your JD notes, which I am forbidden to look at.
Yeah,
if you remember.
Unless you want to fuck with me,
I'm not allowed to look at that. So,
okay, we'll play riblets.
Okay, skip it.
Riblets.
And if you are a first-time listener to this podcast, you are confused as fuck. But if you made it past the whole Cox thing, welcome.
Well, yeah, and also if you are a long-time listener, you're just a little confused, not like really confused.
Like, I'm keeping up for the most part.
Like, I think I know, especially after that riblets fiasco we just had. I'm not editing that out, by the way.
Oh, I hope you won't.
Way too lazy.
Riblets are short news stories, and for background on why we call them riblets, I don't know. Listen to last.
We've never explained this, have we? We just kind of did it.
Oh, we just kind of have. It just kind of happened.
It was your idea to just kind of
you can pick up on riblets. on the idea if you listen to the last like
Here's a little
30
trivia for our
40.
longtime listeners. Why do we call it riblets? How did we
Yeah.
get there?
There we
'Cause
go.
there was a sequence of events. Anyway,
Sony is taking a swing at the king. They're working on a PS5 portable to rival the Nintendo Switch. This is Bloomberg reporting, and they said that Sony is still in the quote early stages of development. If you aren't aware, because who the fuck knows this, the current handheld, the PlayStation 5 does have an associated handheld.
it does.
It's called the Portal. It costs $200, and it looks like a PlayStation 5 controller that's got like a screen in the middle.
Have we
not
ever
unlike
talked about this?
the Switch. Yeah, because it sucks. Because it's Wi-Fi or it's Wi-Fi only, but it has to be in the same Wi-Fi as your PS5. So you can't even
I
can't even like
remember
go
that
play
now.
the Wi-Fi at work with your PS5 running it at home or anything. So it essentially is just a portable to play on the John.
This
like
is
if
a
you-
toilet-only machine.
It is a exclusively toilet based like it's the most insane portable console I've ever heard of. It's
So,
so
like,
it's so
Can you
stupid.
switch to that mid-game? So, like, if you're playing Fortnite and you got the
Yeah.
runs, you're like, oh no, I can't quit. So you just pick it up and go.
Good thing I
straight-
have my PlayStation 5 portal. I can take it into the portal, John.
Oh my gosh! I seriously, right when you said that, I was like, "That's for the toilet." I don't know. I can't think of another application. For
So I guess Sony is delivering. They're like, wow, why didn't that work? Why didn't people want to pay $200 to shit with the PlayStation? They're gonna actually make something that actually works. I don't know. They had the PSP. I thought was fucking awesome. I thought people loved the PSP.
I
You know,
will
it has
say a select group loved the PSP.
So Sony isn't like, completely. It wouldn't be like Xbox trying this. Sony has been down this road
They've
before.
done it before.
And honestly, I don't see that they're wrong. I was just thinking today how much I love my Steam Deck and how much I use it, and I use it at home. And I'm like, how am I playing essentially a giant Game Gear when I have all these huge screens and powerful things, and this is what I'm playing? Well, you got to play something while you watch Netflix. Smart idea. Maybe that's a good idea for the portal. That's what it's for.
The problem is though, does PlayStation have the type of games that you would play while you were playing Netflix or watching Netflix? Because like I play
No.
almost exclusively little indie games.
Yeah, I don't want to play Horizon Zero Dawn one
Yeah,
while I'm
I
watching
play
Ted
God of
Lasso.
War while I'm watching a
No.
show.
That's exactly a good point.
Those
I mean, a
don't
lot
go
of these indie
together.
games are on the PlayStation Store, but still.
You don't have a PlayStation for indie games. I feel like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Indie games are for the Steam and they are for Xbox Game Pass. That's it.
So while we're talking Sony, now I can read the story that brought us here initially. Sony is in talks to buy the media powerhouse behind Elden Ring. This is
I don't want this to happen.
Kadokawa, which is the company that owns a majority stake in From Software, which makes Elden Ring. Kadokawa also owns tons. It is not just like a video game publishing house. They own tons of other companies in publication, media, films, technology. It feels like Sony is buying another Sony. It is so enormous. I am like, what the fuck are we even doing? Are we seriously just going to have like 5 companies? Like, that's not a joke.
Yeah.
Like 5
Like it's always a
companies that own
joke in
everything.
shows, like futuristic shows. But yeah, that's like
It's
really
like
what
we're
doing.
fucking doing. And everyone's like, this is fine. And the stock price goes up, and people are like, we like this. This is good for the world, I guess. So that the fact that I feel like that buries the lead. They're like, oh well, what about Elden Ring? And Sony will own Elden Ring. I was like, Sony's gonna own your fucking house, but they own Elden Ring too. Isn't that interesting? What are we doing, man?
I will say the only reason I don't like this though is I feel like lately every time a company that makes video games has bought another company that makes video games,
They
it has
ruin 'em.
not gone well.
No, it's gonna be a shit show. I'm not looking forward to this.
So say goodbye to Elden Ring 2 or updates or the team that made Elden Ring. They're going to be laid off within 12 months. That's
yeah, we're gonna have
that's kind of what we've seen.
Battle Pass in Elden Ring.
Oh no.
You're gonna love it. Let's see. Thieves has stolen $1.5 million worth of Oculus VR headsets. It's pretty funny. This is the group of guys who would wait for truck drivers to leave their vehicles to get food or go to the bathroom. Then they just jump in and drive away.
Just take
First
the
of all, truck drivers, guys, what are you doing? What are you doing? If you're driving a vehicle, a car, a motorcycle, a fucking bike, you take the keys with you inside. Everyone does this. This is
not
normal
truck drivers,
behavior.
just leave it. And
So when you are
unlock.
driving
keys
an
in.
incredibly like a Ferrari priced vehicle, because semi truck trailers are not cheap,
So expensive.
attached to a giant fucking trailer full of $1.5 million of shit. That is why at that point are you not fucking taking the keys? It takes no effort. What are you guys doing? Just turn it and take it and put it in your fucking. You don't even need to lock the truck. Leave the truck open. These guys were not hot wiring the trucks. They just got in and drove them the fuck away.
This isn't Fast and Furious or Gone in
No.
60 Seconds. Is that what it was?
No,
Where they
they
just like
just leave
getting in
them-
and stealing these cars real fast.
Probably didn't even need to reverse them. These guys probably just left him just sitting there in the lane, and they're just like, "Yeah, thanks."
He's just like he was probably on. It was probably on when they got in, and
Yeah.
truck drivers like just sitting in there taking a 25-minute dump.
They didn't even check. Yeah, they didn't even need to check if the keys were in the ignition because it was clearly just rumbling away. I don't want my cab to be cold when I come back from taking this monster shit.
Also, I love these stories because here we go. I got to play this.
That's called a job.
So these guys,
what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do with all this
they're
stuff?
gonna take them to at least this. In this instance, they took them to a buyer in Florida who bought them for a quote fraction of the retail value, which I guess actually no. I guess if this is worth 1.5 million and you make $100,000 on this heist, this may be the first instance where it was fucking worth it. If they have a buyer lined up, they don't have the job is that was the job. It was a heist. This was a legit one.
What's the buyer gonna do?
I don't know. I don't know how you sell these because don't they all have serial numbers that you can trace to the truck and just
Right, like you have
brick
to like turn
them?
it on and register it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Can't Zuckerberg just brick them from his like vacation, the island he owns in Hawaii?
brick them? He pushes the brick button. I think
Yeah, but the
that's
voice
how
is
it
a bit
works.
higher.
Oh yeah,
Brick
brick them.
them. So yeah, I love this. Actually, I
is
love
such
this
a
whole story.
weird-
These are the best video game related thieves that we've ever had on this podcast.
That
it
is
was a
true.
fucking legit heist. They took the trucks, no violence, good luck getting your insurance paying out on that one, you morons. You left the fucking keys in there running.
And like they didn't steal from like a small card
No!
store in Birmingham,
You stole from
Alabama.
fucking Zuckerberg. This
They
is
stole
great.
from Facebook. Like, yeah, I don't feel as bad. They didn't steal those handheld crank, the
Yeah.
Playdate. You know what I
No
mean?
one is
These
harmed
are
in this. Maybe the truck
Oculus.
driver. But dude, that guy needs a fucking lesson anyway. Wake
Yeah.
up, bitch. Take the key out of the fucking ignition. What are you doing?
He wasn't going to the bathroom. He was talking
was
to a
Visiting a lot lizard.
a lot lizard.
Dude, that's what dude, maybe that was part of the heist. That's not a bad idea, getting the lizards in on the heist.
Get,
You pay them $1,000 and you walk away. Look, dude, this is $1.5 million. And when they say it's a fraction, if you guys made $100,000, like
yeah, that's a fraction.
that's a fucking good job. That's a good job. Do we need to get
They did
into
okay.
this? Is this that easy?
Should we? Yeah. Do we know any buyers?
Do we know any lizards?
That's the easy part, dude. We find one. Oh, no problem.
Just find one. The last
no
story
real
we have
facts.
here is that Tencent has made a blatant ripoff of Horizon Zero Dawn. This
I just
picture on the
really love
story is
this.
fucking hilarious. It looks like they just took Horizon Zero Dawn and made it more like anime.
Slightly.
They just made they made Aloy skinnier. She's got this like Pixar mom ass
Yeah, she got
going
like
on there.
brown,
Real
pink hair kind,
dumpster.
maybe. Real
Yeah,
dumpster.
and then instead of being like, she's got like a cutesy like companion now. They've just animated up,
but like
but it looks exactly like it.
everything's the same. The world's the same. All the animals are robot animals, and there's like side by sides like here's this from what's this game called? The game is called
More
Light of Motoram.
Motoram. Light of Motoram.
And it's got the Motoram animal and then the Horizon Zero Dawn animal. They're almost identical. Like, this is pretty funny to me. Like, and they're like, dude, they're looking for a lawsuit, and I'm like, bro, it's Tencent. You can't sue Tencent. Like, they don't. They don't give a crap. They don't care.
And it's a. Do you see what kind of game it is?
No.
Open world survival craft, which is like now the laziest thing to just slap down.
Oh yeah,
a tree punching simulator is what the article calls it, which is pretty funny. But that just means basically like they've got Horizon Zero Dawn, but it doesn't. They're like, no story needed. We're just gonna make you like do survival stuff in this big open world that we just ripped off of Horizon.
Yeah, with which cuter Aloy.
If they made an official Horizon Zero Dawn survival crafting game, like, holy shit, yes, please. Sign me up.
Yeah.
So maybe this isn't a bad idea.
Yeah.
Maybe we should be giving kudos to Tencent.
Kudos to you, Tencent. And with that, let's go into
Kudos.
Positivity segment. Shout outs that we liked. Things that we liked. Peterson, you got a big one. You want to do yours first?
Yes, I do have to address something really quickly. I promised I would. Phil mentioned he's watching live. He said, my background is different. Yes. Quick story. I was in New Zealand and my kids called me. They tried to burn the house down. There was a mild, almost electrical fire in the downstairs bathroom. Luckily, the fire department was called. No major damage. However, the electrical in my office, it does not work. So I had to reposition everything out to the downstairs living room or whatever temporarily. So this is where the kids hang out. So there's like kids stuff and the Xbox is here and everything's destroyed and disheveled. So anyways, so that's not my kudos. House fire is not my kudos.
No.
My kudos is I'm just going to do like a generic New Zealand kudos. I went to New Zealand the last couple weeks. I was out there in Agrilord's neck of the woods. I asked him where he was. I kind of skipped over his section of where he was. The country's amazing. There's a million things to see. I'll say this. It's the only country that I visited where 3 days in, I was like, yeah, I want to move here. Like, this is where I want to live.
Tearing up your return ticket.
If they were like, yeah, hey, we did a lottery and you won, like you get to move to New Zealand, I'd be like, okay, I'm in. Like, I don't have a job or whatever.
We'll figure it out.
I loved it. Genuinely loved it. It was one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. Everything was jaw-dropping. And we knew this going in, right? Because like Lord of the Rings was filmed there, and like all the vistas and stuff were all Lord of the Rings. And I'm not kidding. Like, you'd be out doing a tour and they're like, oh yeah, if you look off of this is where Isengard was right here, and these are the background of Isengard. And they were saying all this stuff, and then I watched the movies and I was like, holy crap, dude. Yeah, I was like right there. Like,
you were in nuts. It. You were in.
We actually went to Hobbiton, of course, which sounds cheesy, right? To go to Hobbiton, it sounds a little bit cheesy. It is not. It is genuinely incredible. It's huge too. I thought it was going to be like a little thing with like, you know, couple of Hobbit houses. No, everything you see in the movie of Lord of the Rings, it was in Hobbiton. Like, it was all there. It's all there. None of it's like CGI'd in. Like, it was there. It's crazy. Beautiful, incredible, amazing. Love New Zealand. Couple things, food that I'm just going to do overall
everything. Yeah, let's hear it. Just a gush.
They do have a soda. I mentioned it in the Discord channel called LNP. Stands for Lemon and Peroa, I think. That's how you say it.
Okay.
It's a lemony drink. If you're old like me, there's like these lemon. There were these lemon drop candies, these like hard candies that you got. Like, you never really see them anymore, but that's what it tasted like. Absolutely delicious. I think I drank 20 of them while I was there. I just kept getting it everywhere I could go. I missed it already. I had a big long list of foods to eat in New Zealand. I had almost all of them. and most of them I really, really liked. And it's funny because New Zealand, I'd say food is pretty closely tied to British food,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just better. I don't know how else to explain. Like British food was okay, and like the snacks were pretty sad and stuff like that. But New Zealand was just like a step above. Just it was better. I genuinely enjoyed that. We went to McDonald's once while I was there. They had a breakfast burger which has a hash brown patty on the burger. Come on, like why have
Smart.
we not done that?
Are you kidding me? I just shared that very sandwich in the podcast channel.
Like
weeks back.
McDonald's does it?
No, not McDonald's, my
Oh.
own.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why hasn't McDonald's done that?
That's a good point.
It's
Yeah.
their breakfast one. It's got an egg on it and bacon
Smart.
and the hash brown. I was like,
Just make you
what are
do
we
it
doing?
yourself.
We're stupid. But no, they had an eggs Benedict bagel, which was decent. It was okay, like
Mhm.
breakfast. They had triple everything. Like, yeah, you want a triple McFish? Yeah, eat. I don't care. Get a triple McFish. It's on the menu. It was super. It wasn't like special order. Super weird.
Okay.
But yeah, New Zealand in general, fantastic country. Honestly, one of the coolest places I've been. Everything was outdoors. So the air just felt fresh all the time we were there. I didn't see any smog or fog or anything like that, smog or pollution. Just beautiful, guys. Agrolord, I mean, he lurks in our Discord channel. Every now and then he peeps in and says something. What you didn't realize is he is over there lurking in paradise.
Yeah, he
okay?
doesn't have time for Discord.
Yeah,
Busy living in paradise.
oh gosh, it was incredible. Honestly, everything. We went to both islands. We kind of zigzagged our way down both of them. I drove on the other side of the road, didn't get in an accident.
Hey.
However, when I came back to the States, the first
Oh.
day I was driving, twice, Graham was with me, my oldest son. Twice I turned into the wrong lane, going the wrong direction.
Peters.
Like my brain is taking me like a legit week to
That's
like
so funny.
transition back. It was super weird. Anyway, nothing but good things to say about New Zealand. My only negative was that I didn't pack well for it. I did not realize it would be as chilly as it was all the time.
Oh, you're just cold.
There was always a breeze, and it was always a cold breeze, and I was always like, I didn't even bring a long sleeve shirt. I just had like a light windbreaker.
Oh shoot.
Yes, I was pretty cold a lot of times, but I live in Utah. I feel like I can
Just.
power through that pretty easily. My dad, who's from Vegas, he packed like he was going skiing, and he was still freezing all the time. He was always cold. He's like, it's too cold here. I'm like, Dad, it's 55 with the breeze. Like, you're not dying. And he's got a beanie and gloves on and a scarf. I was like, all right, take it easy. Anyway, New Zealand, cannot give it enough kudos. Wow, what an incredible place. I'm jealous of you, Agrolord. I think you're married, but if you can also marry me, I will move out there. and
Adopt.
get married. Yeah. You adopt my family. You don't leave my
Yeah.
family, just me. My family can stay here. I don't even care.
Yeah.
Like, I want
Just
to go
Peterson.
there.
My kudos are a little bit simpler. A couple photos. First one, I've realized that grocery shopping, that one of the most expensive things and unnecessary things is potato chips.
Mm.
I love chips. You guys
I
probably
know you
this.
do.
But man, they're so fucking expensive now. It's like $5 for like a little bag of chips.
Yeah, like the big bags are almost not even worth it most of the time. Even on sale, I'm like, not worth.
But then I realized that Winco has their own potato chip brands, and Jenna and I just went for it. And dude, they're just as good, if not better.
Yeah.
And they have like new flavors, and like flavors that like Ruffles don't have. They have this like new mustard, or it's like a they call it tangy barbecue, but it's like a mustardy barbecue chip.
Okay.
So freaking good. So I don't know, just off-brand chips, man. I don't know if they're all good, but Winco's. If you guys are at Winco, try their potato chip, their in-house.
I do love Winco. I know you love it, but I love it specifically for their meat section.
Oh yeah,
it is 10 times that of
everything.
any other grocery store. It's huge, and they got all the weird stuff. Like, it's great.
Chicken paws. Yeah, they got fucking everything.
Yep.
And then the other thing, I went out and got McRib is back.
Do it. Don't do it.
I love the McRib.
I know you.
But
did.
I went out and got one, and I mean, I hate McDonald's. I jumped on the app, and the first thing I see, this giant banner, is like, your points are expiring. Bitch, my loyalty points are expiring. I've literally in my life never seen a single company that has a loyalty program try to force you to use your points by saying they're expiring. That is nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's on top of their food quality going down, their prices going up, and just generally sucking. Like, they're awful. Like, you order on the app. What's the point? Because you pull up and they don't start making your food till you arrive. Why did I order on the app? What was the point of that? So I don't like McDonald's, obviously, anymore. It's really betrayed me. But I love my McRibs. I have to go back.
I know you do.
And I was not let down at all. I was totally, with this attitude that you're hearing now, that's how I went to buy a McRib. So I was totally expecting it to just suck and be overpriced, and maybe they'd reduce the quality. Maybe they'd removed the fake bone imprints to save money. And it's just like a little wiener patty. But no, same McRib I always loved. Just as good as always. Get extra onions, a little bit more crunch. Do the McRib's back, and it's awesome. I fucking love the McRib. I don't know if I'm going to go back.
Is it as awesome as this?
Our new McRib is swimming in barbecue sauce. McRib sandwich. Barbecue flavor really coming across. McDonald's new McRib. You know it tastes like an old Bum's barbecue.
Like an old Bum's barbecue.
With pickles and a paste of
Best part coming up.
You deserve a break today. McRib cooked up.
Hold on, after this.
No bone. Tender pork. No bone. No McRib. No bones.
No
bone. JD is convinced it says tastes like an old Bum's barbecue. That's not what it says.
Then
but
you figure it out. You look up the lyrics. Tastes like an old Bum's barbecue. That's exactly how I describe McRib.
It is funny because he's been describing it that way for years. He's like, he had like a homeless guy.
He's under a bridge. He's got a trash can fire. He's got a can of beans, and he's opening them with a rusty knife. That's exactly what the fucking McRib tastes like.
And he went and got some riblets from Applebee's trash can,
and I sprinkle them on top.
Yeah, that's
my canned beans, and that's what I got. An old Bum's barbecue. It's the spot. Last thing before we move on, guys, it's Blursty season. It's Blursty season.
It's time.
It is our annual worst of awards show that we do. We've been doing it 7 years, however many years we've been doing it at this point. Too long, because the video game industry is the worst, and we keep an eye on that. So if you guys have any things that this year you think were the blurst, the worst, I will run through the list. We would love to hear your nominations. Reach out to us if you have any nominations right now. Everything.
Reach out. Yeah, I'm going to reach out to you. You know this, so
everything is wide open. Yep, Peterson will be bugging certain people, I'm sure, who are notorious for leaving us fantastic nominations. But here are the categories this year. Please, if you think of any, reach out on Discord or elsewhere, or send us an email, or go to 3bitgamershow.com and contact us there. But here are the categories this year. Worst name, Gamer Rage. Biggest disappointment, most overrated, worst studio, worst sequel, worst decision, worst launch, worst bug, and worst feature.
There we go.
So we want those Blursty noms. Get them to us. Nom, 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 nom.
Nom on some Blursties. Is that
nice?
You say that? I don't know.
Forget the metaverse. We're going IRL.
IRL.
Unplug.
Plug into real life.
Plug into the real world.
IRL.
IRL is this segment where we compare video games to in real life experiences. And this week we are talking about the in real life experience of setting up your Christmas decorations. What is it that you're doing when you're setting up your Christmas decorations that makes you think, this is just like Skyrim?
This is just, I didn't think Skyrim, but I had a couple things.
Yeah.
How many did you have?
Like 5.
I think I had 4.
I go first.
You go first.
So I have the same pattern of lights on my house, the same exact strands, the same 3 strands that I put on my house since the year I moved in. I put them up the very first year.
Wow.
I've swapped out the fuses a couple times. I usually have to replace like 10 bulbs a year on these ones. I probably could save money and time and not have to change bulbs if I got those cool LED ones and just swapped out the strands. Fact of the matter is I don't. These are the ones I put up.
Yeah.
In fact, and then one of the things that I had to keep doing is figuring out how I put them up every year. I was like, I knew it was these 3 strands, but I had to figure out what the configuration was because I could only plug 2 of them into each other before the fuse would blow on the third one. So the third one has its own cord that goes out to it. So I finally, one year, after I got it all set up, after fucking with it so long and trying to figure it out and blowing like 3 fuses, I filmed a video for myself, a first-person video. So it's with, hey, pal. So it's Christmas again, and you're putting up the lights. This is how you do it. And I'm pointing
on YouTube
and narrating where all the lights are and where the cord goes. And there's some little Easter eggs in there, some jokes for myself. And once a year, I pull out that video and I watch it. And without that video, I am lost. Now I have completely purged that part of my memory banks that would store how I set up the Christmas lights because I don't need it.
Yeah.
Video. But if like I dropped my phone or my Apple TV or my Apple account went down, I'd be fucked. I would not know how to put these up. And this is the same exact thing as whenever I have to change something in my PC or clean my PC or take it apart. I have this trusty, dusty cardboard box in my garage. I think it was the CPU coolers box because it was so big.
Yeah.
It has all of the instruction manuals, all the extra parts, all the extra screws and cables, and all the component instructions for the pieces of my PC, the different parts of my PC. And that's the box that I have to pull. I have all these different instruction manuals open to certain pages as I'm taking my PC apart. And without that box, this giant PC thing is just a mystery to me. I would be lost.
There's no way you're getting in there.
I would not know how to do the first thing with it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Actually, I thought of that same exact one for Christmas lights, but I went with something else. Putting up Christmas lights.
Okay.
So let me tell you mine. I hate it. I hate putting up Christmas lights much. And I hate putting them up at my house specifically. First off, look, I'm going to let you into the mind of Peterson just a little bit. I am afraid of heights. I don't like them. And my roof is one of those where the front section of the roof has rain gutter all along it. So I can't rest my ladder up against the rain gutter, right? Because you'll climb up it and it kind of dents that metal in, like it's not good for it. So it's either I have to use the ladder, which JD gave me a couple Christmases ago, but thank you. I have to use the ladder and like adjust it and like go up and all that stuff. And then I have a really tall peak right in the middle of my roof, and I hate it. I hate getting up there on the ladder. I don't like it. Or I can just get on my roof and do it from up top. I don't like that. It's a little more steep than my roofs in the past. Like I have to lay down. That's how uncomfortable I am. I'm laying on my belly doing it. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not fun for me. Every year
You would love my house, huh?
Yeah, it would be super easy.
It's just super flat.
Yeah.
I think you could jump and touch the top of the roof.
Yeah, I would. That's how my Seattle house, I could do it all from the roof really easily. And it was like, oh, this is nothing.
Yeah.
This house, not so much. I don't like it. And I did it a couple times. And after a few years ago, I told Kelsey, I was like, we're not putting up Christmas lights anymore. Like I'm not doing it. Like I'm done. I hate this. And I didn't want to. I was like, so every year she's like, Christmas lights, and I'm like, fine, and like I grumble about it the whole time. But here's the thing: once they're up, I love it. They're up there. I love looking at them. I love having them. You know, there's like nice snowy nights where it's like the air's really
and they get
calm,
snow,
and there's beautiful snow, and they just look amazing. So this is going to be kind of interesting, but that is making this podcast. Sometimes I'm like, dang it. Like, I don't feel like making it tonight. I don't feel like I don't feel like doing this, or like, I don't want to plan. I don't want to think about it. Like, I don't want to edit. Like, I don't want to. I don't want to do it
No.
right now.
I
don't
just
want
want
to
to
do
go
it.
nap and watch Ted
And-
Lasso.
Yeah. But then every time we're doing it, I have a great time. I love once I'm done editing it, I'm like, yeah, I like that.
was
Like, I'm
a good
always
episode.
pleased with like the end product,
Yeah.
but it's more like the getting me to that point is like, and then I do it and I'm like, oh yeah, I like this. And that's Christmas lights are once a year. This is once a week. I go through this. I'm like, oh man, it's like Sunday. We got to record. I'm like, oh dang, I'm tired. I want to take a nap, or I want to like whatever. And then half the time we push it off till Monday because we're just like, yeah, let's just go Monday night. We'll let future JD and Peterson worry about this.
Just lazy.
And
Yeah, those assholes suck. Let them record it. I'm gonna go to bed early tonight.
yeah. And so, and every time, but then we do it and I have a great time every time. I
Yeah.
never record and I'm like, I hated that. Never once in
I
the
wish we hadn't done
30
that.
years we've been recording this podcast. I
Mhm.
haven't ended an episode and been like, I hated that. So, anyways, that's Christmas Lights is the 3
It's worth it. It's worth the squeeze, even though
I always like it.
sometimes you're like, I don't want to do it. This one's real basic. When you pull, I have a big decoration Tupperware, and
Oh,
everything is packed away real nice, and it slides into it's got a spot in my garage where it lives. And it only comes out one time a year.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it just kind of sits there. And this is my PS5. Dude, I'm glad I have it. And I honestly would probably say it comes out once a year, maybe. If there's a PlayStation exclusive or a game that I want to look really, really amazing. But even then, I'm just mostly on my PC or on the deck.
Yeah.
Or failing that, the Switch even. But man, the PS5, I just don't have that much use for it now. So yeah, it's basically a one time a year thing.
Just like
I
that
don't
box.
know
You know
why.
what's funny? I also did that same one, getting the decorations out. I don't have one box. I've got like, okay, so down I got a storage room. It's actually right here where I'm looking.
Mhm.
I got a storage room right here. It's like the water heaters in there, and there's like this shelf with tons of places for totes. And I've got a bunch of totes in there, and I go in there for Christmas. I'm like, okay, which ones? They're all Christmas ones. Every single one is a Christmas tote. There's like one for Thanksgiving and one for like another random holiday. Like it's all Christmas. They got, like,
Yeah.
I think there's like I brought 4 upstairs, and I already know I have at least 2 more in there of like decorations. And every year the kids are the ones they're like, Dad, when are we gonna get the decorations out? Because I have a moratorium on Christmas until Thanksgiving's done,
Mhm.
and then I go hard. Like I've got
Oh,
my
yeah.
Christmas playlist, which has like I think is like 85 songs on it. It's incredible. We only touch it at Christmas, and then we watch
Hell
Christmas
yeah.
movies. Like we go hard. I am in on Christmas time. I love it. But before that, none. And so like Thanksgiving is over, and the kids are like, Dad, get the
Rip it,
stuff
Dad.
out, get the decorations out. And you know me, like I'm kind of lazy. I'm like, ugh. Like the worst part is like the work up to it. Like I don't like decorating, or I don't like getting the crap out. Like that's a pain in
Yeah.
the butt, but I like having it. So this is a brand new thing that I'm living right now. This is when the new Fortnite season comes out. A new season of Fortnite comes out.
Dad,
I've
Dad.
got 2 to 3 kids bugging me. Dad, I need listen.
Kick
Let
the
me-
other kid off.
I need to get the battle pass. Dad, will you please buy me? They're giving me money because it's all on my card, right? So it's locked, so I have to like go and enter it in, like when they want to buy V-Bucks. Dad, I just want to get some V-Bucks. Let me get some V-Bucks. They're like waving money in my face, like, here, I got like $20. Please just let me get some V-Bucks. The new season's out, Dad. And I'm just like, please leave me alone. This is every time the new season of Fortnite comes out, just like Christmas, they will bug me and bug me and bug me until I finally do it. I know I'm going to do it from the start. I just don't want to. And I'm like dragging my feet, and I finally do it. And it's over, right? Just like getting the decorations out. I drag my feet for 3 days, and Lily just harasses me the whole time. and then finally I do it, and it's fine. So that's currently what's happening. The new Fortnite season comes out. Harass me for V-Bucks until I buy them.
I love just the micro economy that's going on there of V-Bucks that they're paying you. You're like laundering V-Bucks to your children.
Okay,
essentially.
so the funny
Or
thing
laundering
is,
their money into V-Bucks.
the only reason I ever have cash is from my kids buying V-Bucks, because they will give me cash and then I just buy it and put it on my card, right? Because my card's just on there, so I just pay for it, but they
Yeah.
give me the cash for it. If I don't have cash, it's because like they haven't bought V-Bucks in a little while. Like exclusively, I do not have cash unless they are giving me money for V-Bucks.
That
That's
kills
it.
me. That's so funny. Simple one. I have a higher electrical bill in January that hits me, and I look at the electric bill and I'm like, what the fuck? Why is that $300?
Get it?
Yeah, no, I get it. It's
Thank
funny.
you.
Very clever. And this is for me, the same thing, month after a big Steam sale. But I'm like, $70 on Steam. Wait, what did
Yeah.
I buy for $7?
7.
Oh, Steam sale.
I bought
A bunch of
bought
games that
78
I'm never gonna
6
play.
times.
Cool. Yeah, I bought like 7 games I just won't play because I'm
And
an idiot.
it's funny because I will buy them, and the second after I purchase them, I have to go to my library, or else
Mhm.
I will forget what I bought, and I have to put it in my, I have like my games all organized, like current
yeah.
games and like the games I'm gonna play. I have to put it in one of those lists, or I'll never find it. That game is gone. I won't even remember that I have it.
Yeah, no, I do that. I'm like, I'll play it again if I roll that for like Dice of Destiny, and then that's a 10% chance at best of happening.
Yeah. That
So
it's
yeah.
less than that, less than 10%.
yeah, that's
That
my electric
20-sided
bill in
die, plus
January.
it has to roll for you. Yep, that's a good one. Let's see. Decorating the tree. Okay, so here's how it works in my house. It's similar to the getting the decorations out. We got the tree. We use a fake tree. We got a fake tree that we've had forever. It's great. It honestly looks fantastic still after all these years, but it's a pain in the butt. Like I got to put the section in. I got to pull all the branches down, and like the leaves are
Fluff
all.
it.
I gotta fluff it. Yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
fluff it. I'm a fluffer. I gotta fluff it out, and I hate it. I hate it. I'm always like, all right, kids, come help me. They're useless. First of all, like when they do fluff it, they do a terrible job. Like it doesn't even look good. And I'm like, well, if we're gonna do this, we gotta do it right. So I just end up doing the whole tree. I don't like doing it. This is like setting up a gaming system or stuff in gaming. Think like VR, getting the VR headset out, a Rock Band, or like my kids are like, hey, can we move the PlayStation into the other room so I can play? Like this happens quite a bit, and it's not even that hard. Like it's not hard, but I'm like, I don't want to do it. Like, so you get out Rock Band. Remember, like when like people have Rock Band in their garage, and like, dude, we should play for the holidays.
Yeah, it's not like setting up a tabletop game. This takes you minutes.
Yeah, it's not hard,
but it's so annoying.
You're just like, yeah, it's annoying. Just like setting up the tree,
controllers,
decorating the tree, it's annoying. But once it's done, like with the tree, you sit down, you get a nice drink, you get to sit down and enjoy this thing now for a long time, right? I don't move the PlayStation or Xbox or any of the Rock Band or whatever, any of that stuff regularly. It's like once it's up, it's like, yeah, let's leave it there for a while, just like the tree. You sit back, you relax, you enjoy it for the whole month of December, maybe a little bit of January because you're like me and you don't want to take it down.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no, it's because you love Christmas so much. That's why you're keeping it up.
Setting it up is it's not, none of it's hard. None of it's hard, but I just like, I don't want to do it. It's annoying. That's like when my kids tell me to move the freaking Xbox.
That's super funny.
It's literally 2 cords. Like I just have to 2 cords. The power.
I don't want to wrestle that fucking tree. I'm sick of it. One thing that happened to me this year on my street is that the neighbors put up their decorations so early. I had neighbors having their Christmas decorations up right after Halloween. And the inflatables, the lights, the whole 9 yards. And I was like, I don't know why. I didn't feel the pressure. I think some people will see that. I'm not like the Clark Griswold where I'm like, oh, I got to one up them, or shouldn't I have my lights up, or I should have a rush to put them up. I spent my last weekend getting up leaves because I have so many leaves down, so I didn't have time to put up Christmas lights, and I'm in no rush. And it made me think of when people are playing early access games or they're just super fast grinding new games, like the new Pokemon game on phone.
Mhm.
Seeing people on Reddit are bitching like, "Oh, there's no content." Because they've maxed out all the stuff. I'm like, have you guys been playing this for like 30, 40 hours? It's a phone game. Like,
Yeah.
put your phone down for a sec. Open a different app, maybe. Or people that I know we have a few people, friends of the podcast, who grind games really fast and they get through like
way fast.
yeah, and that's the same deal for me. I'm happy for you guys. Honestly, I am. I love seeing the Christmas decorations go up. I'm not a Scrooge that's like, oh, it's not Thanksgiving yet. I'm like, yeah, lights and blow up dinosaurs with Christmas gifts. Like, fuck yeah, bring that shit on. I need that cheer in my life. I need that joy. That's great.
Everything looks nicer because Christmas colors are
Let's
nice.
do Christmas year round. Let's be like fucking Who's. Let's just do it.
Yeah. I'm okay with that too. Like, I'm not going to do it myself because I've got that moratorium and it's like a principle thing. But I don't care if other people do it at all.
That's your jam, man. I know Trent puts up his Christmas tree in like November. He loves that shit. They love Christmas. And so that's where I'm like, yeah, people want to go grind out these games super fast and beat them. I'm like, dude, go for it. That ain't me. And it doesn't make me feel pressured to go play the game more or, oh, I should be playing Pokemon more because people's collections are so huge. I'm like, nah, I'm just doing me, man.
I'm just having a good time doing my own pace. I might not even play it for 3 months. I don't know.
Yeah, it's no big.
I might wait for a couple patches and then play the game.
Yeah. Put my Christmas lights up in like February.
Okay, I have one last one. Gingerbread house. Okay. So you get your gingerbread house out, right? You get all your stuff, put all the candy out, get the frosting. This is like cooking in video games. And I'm thinking of a very specific game. I played, I think it was Core Keeper with the Lee Bros, and like there was like tons of recipes you could make, very easy to do. Just like mix things and would make something, but there was like an infinite number of things you could make, and it would auto cook when you put it in there. Very easy. You collect all the ingredients, ready to make something great, but then one of the idiots in your party just eats. He's eating. So Ryan, I'm talking about Ryan specifically. Ryan, we're late game, end game, and I've made all this great food, all these stat buffs and like all these crazy things. He is eating the mushrooms, just like he's got a stack of 500 mushrooms. He's just every time he needs to heal, he pounds 50 of them. These are the level 1 food. This is the first food you get in the game. He's just got stacks of mushrooms, just eating that. And I was like, bro, I've been cooking. Like, I have so much food in this.
I gotta finish these mushrooms though.
He's like, I don't know. This is like gingerbread house making. There's always somebody who just like, you got all the stuff out and they just sit there and eat the candy. You're like, yeah, but you gotta make this like good thing. And like, I'm just gonna eat these M&Ms.
I just get these mushrooms.
Just eating those stupid level 1 mushrooms. Like, no, you can put it together, make some like, it's gonna be super cool. Like, it's the same with like the cookies you decorate. It's like, no, we can make something awesome. It'll be pretty good. Like, no, they just like, no, I don't.
No, I'm on their side of this though, because gingerbread houses are so stupid. You spend this time and energy making them, and then they just sit there and get weird. You're not gonna like sit there and snack on it. You're not gonna eat it because the second you start eating it, it's gonna look gross and fall apart. Meanwhile, you don't want to eat those things because it's stale day one. And so what is the fucking point of a gingerbread house? No, just give me the mushrooms. I'll get my healing bar will fill up and we'll be fine.
Yeah, but there's all this great stuff. But yeah, you're the mushroom guy. You and Ryan.
Yeah. All right. My last one here is those gigantic, goofy decorations you see at Home Depot that I would love to buy, but I can't because I'm responsible and I hate my own happiness. This is the same.
Also, like, they're expensive, but also you're like, where am I going to put this?
But also, I'm like, I'll figure that out on the way home. It's fine. I want that giant dinosaur with like, presents.
Stop, Jonathan, stop.
And then I don't get it, and it sucks.
I don't want to pay for a storage unit for all your giant Christmas decorations.
And it's the same thing for me with these crazy PC rigs that I lust after, that I wish I don't need. I super don't need. In fact, based on what we were just talking about with the PlayStation 5 Pro, it's the same deal. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to need to update my graphics card. I think we're good forever. But I still look.
We can
There's
play
so
Dungeon Crawler. Like we don't
play
need
Dungeon Crawler. I could play this on like my old MacBook from 2012, which I still have. That works fine too, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you're still gonna look at him and be like, dude, that's so sexy. Oh man.
Yeah.
And then every now and then, like on some kind of social media, there'll be like a drawing for one. And be like, I'm gonna enter that drawing. I know I'm not gonna win. I don't even know what I'd do with it if I did have it. Like, where am I gonna put this freaking monster?
It's inflatable Santa. It lifts its arm with the beer up and down, and it toasts a reindeer, who we assume is Rudolph. Like, who doesn't want that in front of their house?
Hey,
It's genius.
that just reminded me. It's kind of random, but I have a tie that I got in the Czech Republic that is just mugs of beer on the
Mhm.
tie. It's red with the beer on it. I always have my daughter pick out my tie, Lily, and during Christmas, all she wants me to wear is the beer tie. And I'm like, I can't wear that to church, sweetheart. Like, I can't wear the beer tie to
Gotta
church.
wear the beer tie.
She wants me to wear.
Don't be a coward. Just wear it.
I'll wear it one of these days. But I'm like, I can't. I teach the little kids at church. Like, they're gonna ask me what's on there, and it's Český Budvar. And anyway, that just reminded me when you said Santa with the beer, because I had to fight her on Sunday about this. All right.
Dice of Destiny.
All right, Dice of Destiny is this game we play at the end of every episode. We roll a dice to see who's going to be rolling the Dice of Destiny, a 20-sided dice with 20 different game genres assigned to it. Then they roll a budget dice. Then they find a game in that genre for that price, and they pick it, play it, review it. Peterson, like a year ago, rolled a JRPG for $60, and he picked a game called Dark Deity. What do you think of Dark Deity?
It's one I already had, one I could get on the Steam Deck. And that was actually one of the challenges I had, is I needed one that was optimized on the Steam Deck. A lot of the ones that I wanted to play weren't for some weird reason. And so that was one of the challenges I had, because I knew I'd be in New Zealand and had some long plane flights. So I played Dark Deity. I will give the caveat to this review that my memory of Dark Deity is foggy, because I can't sleep on airplanes and I'm just tired the whole time. And so I was like, I'll play this video game.
Yeah, sounds perfect.
And I played, and like my memory of the game is pretty foggy. Even when I go and I'm like watching video of it and stuff, and I'm like, oh man, like that, I kind of remember that. Here's what I'll say. The game is like a strategy RPG, SRPG, with the Japanese style. It's very reminiscent of like an era of Fire Emblem games, from what I read. I haven't actually played those. But so Dark Deity, it is a kind of a grid-based strategy game. I've played a lot of games like this in the past. This one does a very good job and slightly different. The story is, for better or worse, for whatever you want, is just so mediocre that I just found myself just literally skipping the dialogue, just like button mashing to get through the dialogue. It was so inconsequential. It just didn't matter. It wasn't interesting. It was very
I hate that on a
stereotypical.
Yeah.
Of like seeing this story. In fact, when I first started, I was like, have I played this game? Because the story was so familiar, but I had not. And so yeah, I kind of button mashed through the story, which was totally fine. Not a big deal, because the gameplay is actually really fun. It's a grid-based game where you have strategy, and it's got those like those mechanics where sword guys do good against spear guys, who do good against cavalry, who do, you know what I mean? So like there's like a strategy behind who's attacking who. And the game actually it doesn't spell this out for you, but once you figure it out, you're like, oh, nice. Hold your hand a little bit on that. So when you mouse over one of the when you click on one of your guys, it'll have next to the bad guys, it'll have a little down arrow or up arrow on whether they're like good against that. So you attack them, then they counterattack, and like both of your armies have like a health bar. There's a lot more heroes than some of the other types of games of this that I've played instead of like an army per se. But yeah, you attack, their health bar go down, your health bar goes down, and then you just keep going, and you want to like strategize who's where. I think what made this one feel slightly different in terms of the combat, because again, it was very familiar. In terms of the combat, was the levels themselves. At first, they start off like real basic, just big open thing. You just like you're gonna send you guys to attack while it's kind of feeding you how to what the game is and how it plays. But then you have some very interesting levels with like some teleporting and like and just like walls and like some pretty interesting level design when it comes to
Is that kind of like Into the Breach?
kind of, but you're not seeing what the other Into a Breach, like the other guys dictate what they're gonna do, and you have to move around that. On this one, like you have a turn where you go do you move, you guys have a range they can move, a range they can attack, you do your stuff, and then they do their attacks. They go a second, do their attacks, and like your attacks get buffed based on where you're standing and who you're attacking and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
The RNG in this game is a little weird. Like sometimes like, why are they critical hitting so much? So like the RNG is a little interesting, but overall, like the gameplay of it is what's fun. Each of your characters, they have at first they're just kind of like very basic, but they start to develop that you have 4 different weapons that you can use for each of them. In a lot of these games, you're managing their equipment. These guys don't have equipment that you're managing. You just have your weapons, and you can use these 4 different types of attacks on these guys. So that kind of helps with the strategy of it. You have characters, like they're named characters, but like again, the story's so stupid you don't even give a crap about them. And then let's see, when you level up, you can level up the different weapons. Specifically, I'm going to level up my broadsword or whatever. And then once you hit level 10, and I love this in these types of games. Once you hit level 10, you can change your guy's class to like a super version of that class. So your knight or whatever can become a knight on a horse or a paladin or something. You know what I mean? He's got like, you get a few different options of what you can change them to. So that is also the strategy of it, is like kind of maximizing your group and like who's good at what. Again, you've played a lot of games like I've played a lot of games like this in the past that have the same feel. This one it was good. It was very well done for the price. I mean, it's a cheaper game. There's a lot of animations. There's not a lot of voice.
How much was it? Did you say? I know you said you already had it.
I think I bought it on sale. I think right now I'm looking, it's on sale for $6.24.
Oh,
it is
hard to argue with.
5% off right now. I don't know why.
God damn.
Probably $25. Right now it's $6.20. So like this game goes on sale all the time. I know I bought it on a sale. I'm trying to think if there's anything else interesting about the game. Leveling up. So that's pretty much it. It's a pretty basic game. Again, the story's not that interesting. I didn't finish it. But I liked it. It's a good game. I mean, buy it for $6.20. It's a great buy for $6.20. I think there's a few other games bundled with it. If you like these type of games and you haven't played this, if you like those old school Fire Emblem ones, if you like, there's another one that I've been playing I downloaded it. I got to look real quick because I haven't actually talked about it yet on the podcast. But another game that I was just playing it was on Game Pass. That's essentially this exact game, Wargroove. I talked about Wargroove 1 years ago. Wargroove 2 was out. I've been playing that a little bit. It's the same type of game. I enjoy these. I got to be in the mood for them. I'll be honest, I wasn't super in the mood for it on the airplane because I was tired. I was in the mood for anything except for sleeping. I couldn't. But this is a game. This is a buy it on sale. You know what I mean? Yeah. $25 is a hefty price for this, in my opinion. But less than 10, which it sales for often, perfect. That's a great price for this. Played amazing on the Steam Deck. Just
it looks like it'd be
no
perfect.
complaints on the Steam Deck at all. Just skip the story though. Genuinely, just like it's useless. Don't even worry about it. The story's so dumb. So
That's awesome.
that's it. So yeah,
Okay, so we got to re-roll now. We'll roll. What do you want? Odds or evens?
odds.
It's a 2. All right,
You're
so I
up.
roll a 20. See what's up.
Oh,
It's a 3.
okay.
A 3 is a Epic Game Store free game.
Oh, what's free on there right now?
I think that counts if it's free now or if it's a game I picked up
Oh, I
there for
should just
free.
make you play the one right now. Whatever it is right now. This is the game you're playing. Booting it up.
Alright.
This is the one, JD. It's gonna be the worst. Hold on, we're almost there. The free game is well, you can't. Never mind. You gotta pick a different one. It's Brotato. By the way,
Oh
if you
yeah,
played
I knew
Brotato-
that.
If you haven't played Brotato, go get it on Steam or on
I-
Epic Games.
Jeff
for free right now,
texted
play
me
it.
about that. That's so funny. I should have known that because you said he had a friend that was loving it too. Okay, well, I will pick a non-Brotato EGS free game, probably from the library that I picked there, and I'll play it. And I'll have it ready to go
I like
next week.
that. I like that one. I want to get that one.
Yeah,
Though.
that
I have
one's
1,000 games on there, and like
And
a lot of
I
my
have no
look
reason
good,
to
and
play them.
I was like, I won't play it. I've got other games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, all right.
Cool, dude. All right. Well, that's all we've got for this week to play us out. We're just going to rip that McRib jam again.
You ready for this?
Our new McRib is swimming in barbecue sauce.
JD?
McRib sandwich. Barbecue flavor really coming across. McDonald's new McRib. It tastes like an old one's barbecue.
Not
Only your McRib all through. Tender pork kind of home style burn. Red pickles and a taste of onion. You deserve a break today. McRib cooked up McDonald's way. No bone. Tender pork. No bone. New McRib. No bones. New McRib.
So good. No bone.
Thanks for hopping on, Phil, Patrick. Good seeing
Thanks,
you,
guys.
friends.
Peace out.